Hello, good afternoon, happy December. I'm going to be repotting 4 alocasia plants today with you, so it should be a fun video and I'm excited to get these. I have 2 that need upsized and 2 that I'm putting into ponds, so should be fun. I'm going to give you a closer look at the 4 alocasias here first and then we'll get started. Where did my seat go? I must have stolen the other chair that I needed. That's so funny. It is so cold this morning. I have to crack open an energy drink. I'm so tired. We have been covering our plants outside the last 3 nights, and I think tomorrow night is, yeah, I think tomorrow night it's going to get down to the 20s, which is so cold. So many of our plants out there have suffered cold damage, like the ones that we have like in the yard planted. I got this new potting mat. I got a couple. I got this one and a cat one. Yeah, I just feel like the cold weather got here so quickly. I know it's like pounding snow in other places and everything, and we don't get nearly as cold weather as other places, but still, it's like, I feel like it wasn't really fall. It was still hot, and then bam, all of a sudden it just got really cold. So the first one that we have is the pink black velvet alocasia. Do you guys remember when I got this one? It was earlier this year in April or May. It was a tiny little plant, and look how big it is now. I showed this one in my favorites video recently, my end of year favorites. I showed 2 of these in my end of year favorites. So this one just needs an upsize, and I'm gonna see if it has any corms. It is currently blooming right now. You can see I think there's 3 blooms in the middle. I did try pollinating one of them with another alocasia that is blooming and has pollen, so I'm not expecting anything to happen from it. I just thought it was fun to try, so we'll see. I'm expecting the bloom to like yellow off and everything, but if I start noticing stress on these leaves, like if they start yellowing, then I might just have to snip the blooms away, because I normally cut them away. When my Michelitiana was blooming, it had spit out like 10 or 12 blooms in a row, and it really stressed the plant out, and I think it just kept spitting out really small leaves after it bloomed until it started like giving me more mature ones. So I don't know how these are going to affect this plant, but we'll see. But yeah, this one is just a thirsty alocasia because it just needs an upsize. I feel like it's pretty rooted. Same with this one. This is the Albo Regal shields. This is another one I featured in the favorites video. So it just gave me this leaf here in the middle, which is the biggest one. It is beautiful. So it has these original, well, I grew this one from a corm, so it still has the baby leaves, which I feel like this one might be getting ready to come off. And then it's giving me like these 4 pretty leaves here. This one is definitely due for an upsize repot. It is so freaking rooted in here. And I don't think this one has any corms yet. I see some like up top. They're not really corms yet. They're just, you know how it grows like these little arms? It's like the little root thing, and then it like will pop off a corm on the end. So I see a couple of those up top. I don't think it would have any corms down here yet. I don't think it would. I don't really want to disturb these too much. I really just want to do a plop and fill kind of thing. And then I have these 2 here. This one I've had for a little bit. This is the pink mint Cuprea. I unboxed this on a video on my channel. You can't really see the pink mint on it. I had one pretty leaf that yellowed off. It was like a half moon. It's more of like a coppery. There's some pink that you can see like in some light. There's some variegation and everything. But I hope it gets more color for me here. I'm kind of sad that it's not really wanting to be more pink. So we'll see if it comes out. And this one here is probably my newest alocasia. This one is the pink Nobilis. So this one I feel like is ready to be put into pond. It's done several like new roots in stratum. I was kind of letting it acclimate from soil. These were both in soil. So I'll pot these in a small pot. I'm gonna use the Albo Regal Shield pot for one of these, and then I have another one. So we'll do like this size starting out, and then we'll upsize from there. These ones all use a wick. And then I also, when I had put this one into stratum, I removed 2 baby corms that had a couple leaves each, and they're doing fine. They're still in stratum. They haven't, none of these have pushed a new leaf yet, although this one's getting ready to. There's like a new leaf down there. And this one has pushed out a couple new leaves in stratum. So we're gonna get those taken care of. And like I said, I don't think I have enough pond. I might have pond for just one of these. Do you see Luna? She wants outside. Maybe I'll let her outside. It's so cold. You still want to go hang out for a little bit? You can hang out for a little bit. It's cold out there though. Luna always has to get her way. Let me go ahead and knock one of these small ones out first. We'll do the pink Nobilis first. This one was gifted from Rare Foliage. I unboxed this on my channel. So I have an empty container that I'm going to put stratum in, and then I have a thing of water here that I'll rinse the roots off with. Also, you guys, so I had planned on making a video on silica. And so I started using silica last November, so it's been a little over a year now. Oh, I got a couple little corms. They're still kind of tiny though. So, you know, I was gonna make a video about how those are some soil roots rotting off, but you can see all the new kind of like stratum roots. But yeah, I was gonna make a video about, you know, how it's prevented spider mites and everything, and I've been using it consistently for a year now, and it's made like my plants more resilient and everything. And guess what I found the other day? I found some spider mites. And I was kind of bummed about that. I swear, like, these pests are not giving me a break. It's the mealies, and then it was the ants. And I found more ants. You guys don't know about that yet. They were coming in through the front door up into my splendid moss pole. So after I had just put my Majestic and Sorderoy back into my plant room, I'm gonna be filming a plant update soon. I was gonna film it today, but I was kind of in the mood to repot today. So I'll give you kind of a look at like the moss pole situation. But yeah, I had just put them all back into my plant room, and I'm gonna keep an eye, make sure there's no more ants. I had to chop Majestic again because it was getting sad. And because the whole alcohol thing that I had dumped down the pole, and Sorderoy was fine though. I didn't see any more ants, but Majestic I just felt weird about because that's the one that really had the ants. So I took a top cutting, replanted it. It didn't have a lot of roots, and it's looking kind of sad. So that one I'm probably going to have to start over with. And Varicosum, you guys will see in that update too. It is now a stick because the entire thing got really sad from the alcohol. And I don't feel like I was strong with it. I mean, I did dilute it, but maybe it was just too much for the root system to handle because they like rotted. The root system shocked. So this has like 2 little corms on the edge here, but I'm gonna leave those because they're kind of tiny. But yeah, nice root system that grew in. And a little bit had rotted. These are the soil roots here. That's why I like to do stratum, so that those soil roots can rot off and new ones can grow in. And then they transfer to ponds so much better. At least for me, I feel like they do. So yeah, I found spider mites on my Alocasia Michelitziana. I spent an entire like day and a half doing watering, and I broke it up in sections though. Like I did my anthurium shelf. I took them all to the sink. I flushed out all the pond reservoirs. I was cleaning leaves and giving everyone fresh nutrients. I just have to break up my watering because yeah, it just takes forever because I have so many areas to do now. Well, anyway, I was in my plant room the following day and I was rinsing all my pond reservoirs like out and cleaning leaves and everything. And I was taking my big Micheliciana down to the floor so that I could flush it. I don't think I flushed that plant in like 6 weeks. It's been a while. And I was looking at the leaves and I'm like, oh, what do we have here? We have some spider mites. And I don't know if and it's not a lot of spider mites because I went around my entire collection. I found some on a couple random plants. So I don't know if it's just this time of year now, or I possibly was a little slack with my silica, maybe. There has been times where I didn't have enough of the dose and I just squirt a little bit in my jugs and watered with it because I didn't feel like drawing up a new syringe of silica. So I have been a little lazy with it in that sense. But now I'm going full strength. I am going more than full strength. I think I can use up to 1 ml, which I might have to increase it maybe during the winter months. But I've started using like 0.6, 0.7 mLs. I just started that just to make sure I'm getting the full amount in each gallon. And I am not skipping the silica. So I think after a few more doses of like, I'm making sure I get the right strength, maybe they'll leave my plants alone. Also, my Micheliciana has gotten dry a few times now because I had lifted it up to flush it and there's so many roots coming out the bottom, and I had just upsized it earlier this year, but I think it's just so rooted now that it's drinking up the water quickly. So I think it in turn had gotten underwatered a little bit, you know, and underwatered plants are sort of stressed and they attract pests. So I think that's what happened. I think it was a combination of me not using enough silica, it being dry, and attracting spider mites. And also the plants like in my stratum, I don't always use, I just use regular water most of the time, so they're not getting the silica. So I found a plant with some spider mites on like in a propagation vessel with stratum. So I'm like, okay. So now I have to be a little bit more mindful of that. Maybe I'll just water with silica and no fertilizer, just to make sure the plant can uptake the silica. Because this has nutrients, I really don't need to fertilize the stratum, but I think I'm gonna start watering through with the bare minimum of silica just so the plant can start absorbing it. Same with propagations. I've started watering with silica now, even if they don't have any roots. As soon as the plant starts to root, I want them to start absorbing the silica as soon as possible. So that is my plan moving forward. And if they keep popping up, even with the increased dose of silica, then I will just have to keep a close eye on them. I might actually order Cumarius mites. I haven't ordered any in a long time because I quit using them once I didn't have any pests in my collection, like spider mites. But I think I might order some here just so that they don't get out of hand. Because I kind of want to get those bugs, the larvae, I had mentioned it in my previous video. I sort of want to get some of those to knock this mealy situation out. Look how cute she looks potted up into a pond. She's a beautiful alocasia. I think I'm going to keep one of the babies, although I haven't decided. I don't know how big this alocasia gets, but I kind of like the size of it right here. I have too many big alocasias in my collection. I need ones that stay a bit smaller. And this is my nutrient solution with the full dose of silica. I'm just going to water through. So yeah, I don't know. I hate to waste money because they're so expensive getting beneficials. It was nice not having to spend money on them, but I have so many plants now and I don't want there to be an issue because I feel like the mealy situation, I don't know what happened and why they randomly pop up, but I really don't want to deal with them. Since I just potted this up, I'm not going to leave a reservoir, whatever continues to drip will be the reservoir, just to not oversaturate this. So that one's all done. That was super easy. I love potting up plants for the very first time. I just love getting them all situated. So yeah, now I have to like check my leaves more frequently now, because now I'm worried about spider mites showing up. This one has been in my red sty. I haven't seen any pop up in there. Yeah, shucks, I'm gonna have to get more Pon, and it's not rinsed. I'll have to pause and come back to finish the other two. So I need this small container to do this alocasia. So let's go ahead and upsize this one. Ooh. I cannot believe how big this plant's getting already. It is insane. Like, look how freaking beautiful. And she's getting ready to push another leaf, you guys. This thing is growing at an exponential speed. It is crazy. This is one of the fastest growing plants I have ever witnessed, because it was a corm. So I looked on my order history. I think I purchased this at sometime in July, and I got it in August to sprout its first leaf. September, October, November. So literally within a span of like 4.5 months from a corm. And it's gonna push another new leaf very soon. Like, this is gonna sprout right here. I'm just mind blown at how quickly. And I filled this up. I literally filled this up 3 days ago. This was like halfway full with water, and it sucked this entire thing up in 3 days. It's crazy. I feel like it's starting to bust the pot. It's like gaping a little bit here. It's like busting out, which makes me wonder, I wonder if there's any corms down in here. I don't know, maybe there will be. Maybe I'll be surprised, because that will be exciting. There's a little bit of rot down here, which is just from drying out the reservoir. Some of these little secondary roots. This is probably like 2 inches bigger. It's not a ton bigger, but I'm only gonna slightly upsize. My regular Regal Shields needs repotted. I might hold off though. I might try and wait till spring. I'm worried because I want to like start leaving more plants outside if I can, just because my collection is growing, and some of these bigger plants, like, I don't have room for them all in here. But now that I've seen the weather this week getting so cold and all the frost damage already, we even covered them. The ones that we covered still got frost damage. So now I'm like, makes me sad. I'm like, I probably can't leave anything outside. All right, let's wiggle this plant out of here. I see a corm, and it's a big one. The thing I like about Regal Shields is the corms do so well, and they sprout very quickly. So if this is a plant on your radar, I know they're very expensive, but if you're looking to grow them out to like sell corms, I feel like this would be a good investment plant, because based off of my experience with my regular one, and based off how quickly this one has grown, I feel like it's definitely worth the investment if you want this as like an investment plant. Oh, I was not expecting a corm already. Oh, I ripped a little root. Holy moly, it's huge. I gotta rip it off. Well, it's not huge, it's big, and it has like a little baby corm. Oh, that's exciting. I wonder if it has any more. It has a bunch of like little arms. I'm going to quickly dig around. Like if it has one, it'll have more, right? And I have to get this wick out of here. Oh no, this little first leaf is going. It's just hanging on by a thread. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it. Oh, that's sad. That was its first leaf. That's so sad. How do I get this wick out of here? Oh goodness. Oh. Okay, I don't think there's any more corms. I feel like it's getting ready to push a bunch. You can see all these like little ones getting ready to push. So I just have one corm. It blessed me with one big corm. Now I'm gonna have to dump half of this pon out. Now it's gonna grow even larger because I'm giving it more room. So I'm gonna have to take it out of my Ikea cabinet right now because that's where this plant is, and I know it's not gonna be able to fit in there now. I'm gonna try and leave this wick on the edge so that it doesn't get trapped so bad in the roots. I think this little leaf is gonna go soon too. Okay, let's fill her up. Oh, that was exciting. I have a corm. That's so exciting. Oops. Got to get the pon down in between the root system. I hope I got it down far enough. It seems a little wobbly still. Alrighty, she is all upsized. This is exciting. Now water through. Now I'll leave just like a normal reservoir amount. I mean, I don't think she would shock or anything. I messed with the root system a little bit, but I didn't go crazy, so I think she'll take to the new home just fine. I'll leave a little extra in here. Oh no, I lost a wick hole. It must have went up in there, so I only have one wick instead of two. Oh well, the cord went up in there. Oh well. I'm gonna wash this pot out so I can use this for the Cuprea. I'll probably get a new wick though, since that one's a little grimy. I'll just toss that and get a new wick system, but I'll wash this out. And I wanna quickly rinse. I think I'm gonna need to rinse a little bit of pond because that's all that's left. That's not gonna be enough for these two. So yeah, I'll come back on here in a second and we'll get to finishing up and do these last two. And we'll pot up the Regal Shield Corm. It's such a good corm. Like, look at the size of that thing for like its first corm, and it has a little arm. So it's gonna have another corm off a corm. I'm gonna plant this in a small cup of stratum, probably put this in my cabinet because it's a special corm. But I'll do that at the end. I'm just gonna sit them here in the stratum for right now. We are back. I rinsed enough pond to pot up the rest. Oh. Let me just show you. So the one on the right is the one that is rinsed. It is so dirty. I still think about the time when I never rinsed pond when I first used it. Oh, the mess. When I'd go to repot a plant. Well, they've all been like repotted now. Yeah, I don't think there's a plant that, I don't think so, that there's a plant in pond that's still in like an unrinsed thing of pond. I'm gonna quickly pot up this corm. In case my black velvet has some, I don't wanna get them mixed up. This is the stratum from the pink Nobilis. It's pretty new stratum, so I'm just gonna reuse it. I'm gonna pot it up separately. And I normally peel them, but a lot of the times they regrow their outer shell, but this one isn't, it's not like too dirty, I guess. It doesn't have too much of a shell, but I'm just gonna plop this right down in here. Like so. And I made a label for it. I'm gonna let this one grow in my Ikea cabinet. I think what I'll do is like put it in something so that it can get closer to 100% humidity. I'm just gonna go ahead and use my nutrient mix just because I have it here. All right, so that is set up to sprout. I haven't decided if I'm gonna let this one go. I'm sure I will because I definitely don't need two big Albo Regal shields, but I'm gonna let this sprout and see what it does, and then, you know, I'll make my mind up from there. I'm gonna set him there for now. Let's go ahead and do the pink mint Cuprea. The color is kind of hard to make out, but you can kind of see the pink mint tones. I wish it still had the original leaf on it. You can see a little bit of the variegation there. This one's definitely not as pink. I can see some variegation on the new leaf, but it's hard to see until it hardens off. I'm hoping once it starts to mature, I'll be able to get those leaves. At least some that have like pretty variegation. This has been in stratum for a while, and I'm honestly surprised it doesn't have more of a root system. When I put it in stratum though, like when I plucked this out of soil, it didn't have a lot of roots. Okay. That is our stratum. And then I cleaned this pot out and I got a new wick. Trying to get it low, but I don't want it too low to squish these leaves. I just really want to get these top roots that are popping out covered. The pond is wet, so it's like sticking to everything. Ooh, and it's very warm. I used hot water to rinse it. I just did it over my sink, but I had a bin catching the water. I think I made 3 trips outside to dump the pond water. I normally rinse it out in the driveway, but I only rinsed a little bit. You know, I didn't do the whole thing because I would have been out there for like 20 minutes. It's just so messy. Oh, it looks cute potted up. And now it'll finally be able to get full strength of the nutrients, which will be nice. I didn't even look at the base. I don't think this one is even close to ready to having corms. It's still such a tiny little thing. Okay. Let's water her in. Water's probably going to be gross still. It wasn't a thorough rinse of the pond, but still. It's always like dirty the first couple of rinses. Oh, yeah, it's still like really dirty. Ugh. I'm not going to put a reservoir in this one yet. All right, she's done. She's cute. We love her. Last but not least, black velvet. I think I was most excited about digging for corms on this one. All right, let's get the base ready. There's two big corms right in front of my face. Whoa, they're huge. Holy moly, look at those. So the corms that I've taken off this plant were only on the top, like on the surface, and those haven't sprouted yet. So I wonder if these will be better at sprouting. I'll definitely have to peel those, but they're freaking huge. Holy moly. Well, that's exciting. Oh, shoot. I really don't think this one needed an upsize, but I felt like it was just too big for that container. Another big one. Oh, 3 huge ones. I don't know if you're supposed to leave these little arms, like once you pluck a corm off. Do you guys know who have alocasia? I usually just, if they're kind of brown and rotted a bit, I kind of just pluck them. Because can a corm regrow from the same little arm? I don't know. And there's another big one. Oh, there's 2 more. 5. Oh, I am gonna be just ecstatic if those sprout for me. I knew she had to have some corms because I'm like, she's been growing big for a while. See, all these ones at the top I usually just get rid of. I think that's all she has. Yeah, that was it. 5 humongo corms. That is crazy. Whoa, I'm gonna dump some of this out. All right, let's pot her up. There's one more. How did I miss that? 6. What the heck? How did I miss that one? 6 huge corms down in here. That is craziness. It's in the shape of a square. All right, you are gonna have a new home. Lots of room for your roots to grow. Pluck everything down in here. Yeah, and just fill up around. Trying to get the ones that are escaping, you know, like these ones up top, like push those down in there too. Get everything covered. I'm very curious about these blooms. She has another one that just opened. So the alocasia that I tried pollinating has another inflow bloom coming in too. So I'm wondering if I could try again on the other one. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. I think I'll pot these black velvet corms. I'm gonna peel them in a separate seedling tray. I got those big domes that have the 40 cells, like the longer ones, but I kind of want to keep these ones separate in their own little tray. That way I can keep a closer eye on them. I cannot believe I have 6 corms. Plus I'm supposed to have 4. One of them did rot. When I last checked on the other ones, one of them I think was rotting too. So I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna move those probably to, because I can do 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, I'll move the other black velvet corms to one seedling tray. That way I can keep an eye on them all. forgot to smack this. I'm definitely going to keep one of the pink black velvet corms because I want another mother plant in my collection. So I'll be excited to see these sprout. Hopefully they all do well. I don't see why they wouldn't. I grow hundreds of corms out. It's weird that the other ones haven't done anything. I'm going to investigate though. I'm going to go grab them and grab a little seedling tray and we'll get these potted up. All right, crunchy flower bit. Yeah, there's 3 blooms here in the middle. So yeah, we'll see how they do. Actually, there might be a 4th one down in there, I'm not sure. Or that might be a leaf. No, I think that's another bloom. So there's 4 blooms down in here. As soon as I start to see a leaf yellowing, I might cut them. Well, the one that I tried pollinating, I'm gonna leave that on until it yellows. Because again, I'm not expecting anything to happen. I didn't really have enough pollen from the other alocasia, so I don't think it's gonna do anything. And I've never tried pollinating. I did try one other time and it didn't work, pollinating an alocasia. I've been successful a few times with Anthurium, and I plan to do like a bunch more once I can actually get some more inflows and I can start crossing, because a lot of my Anthurium are new to me this year, but I'm excited to start crossing more of them. Just want to tilt a little bit this way still. Okay, well, that is good. She looks good in here. I like these pots too because you can just twirl the top and it twirls it without having to move the base, which is kind of nice. You can leave the pot in one spot and then just turn the top part of it. Ugh. All right. She's all done. 6 corms, that is craziness. All right, I'll be back. Oh shoot, I meant to use the rest of this in here, darn it. Oh well, I'm just gonna dump this in the pond container. It'll be fine. We'll wash that out. Oh, 6 corm babies, and they're all like big sizes too. Oh, that's so exciting. Okay. Okay, I got the corms put back into my Ikea cabinet, and let me give you a final look at everyone before we put the alocasias back. I need to find a new spot for 3 of the 4 of them, I think. This is the last one that we did, pink black velvet, stunning. She looks so much better in a bigger home. I really hope the blooms don't stress this plant. Like I said, if I feel like this plant is going under stress with the blooms on, I'm just gonna chop them. I really want to pollinate, so I don't know. You know, I'm not gonna think about it, because then if it happens, I'll be like, oh my gosh, how freaking cool would that be? So I'm just gonna put it out of my mind. I'm just gonna pay attention to the leaves and see how they do. If she starts dropping any to keep those blooms on, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Here's this little cutie, the pink mint Cuprea. It's not that pink minty right now, but hopefully some future leaves will come in with some good color. It's crazy the size of this one compared to my huge Cuprea in my plant room. It is insane. And then the pink Nobilis, variegated. And the new leaf spike is right down in there if you didn't see it earlier, right there. Such a stunning alocasia. I love the pink on this leaf down here. The newest one still kind of hardened off to be like a yellowish. It's not really pink, but this was like right before arriving to me. So again, it hasn't put out a new leaf like in my actual care, but hopefully this one still does okay, even though I put it into pond. I think the next one though, after this one, will be pretty good. So there's that. And then Big Mama honestly looks so much better in this pot compared to the one that she was in, but just massive, you guys, massive plant already. It's crazy. Like, my mind cannot get over the fact at how quickly this alocasia has grown. I really can't get over it. Again, this one is not going to go back in my cabinet, and I don't have a spot for it right now. So what I might do is just sit it on the floor for right now. I need to get some of those little short plant stands. I have a few of them, but yeah, there's no way that this is going to fit in the cabinet. But gorgeous, gorgeous alocasia. Stay tuned for a planty update, and you can get another look at where I ended up putting these. But I'm going to film that soon. I'm probably going to film it tomorrow, so I'll give you an update on everyone if you've been curious, because you're going to see this video before the planty update. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I'm glad I got some more plant care done. Hopefully they'll be able to stay in these homes for a bit, and I won't have to upsize or do anything. And I'm glad I got a corm from her, which is crazy, and 6 black velvet corms. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. I really hope you enjoyed this alocasia video. And yeah, I'll be back with some more repotting soon. I'm gonna make my December video playlist. I have a few videos on that list, but I need to throw in some more. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you again very soon.